Striding across the blazing Serengeti, the towering, wiry frame of the giraffe moves with surprising grace as it searches for food. As the tallest mammal in the world, the giraffe makes for an easy target for large African predators. This not-so-gentle giant must remain ever vigilant if it hopes to survive here in life, death, and taxonomy.
Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's 30 minutes of interesting animal info for you. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
And today we're talking about one of the biggest animal celebrities. I'm a little starstruck just already.
That's cute.
Yeah. We're talking about the giraffe.
The giraffe. Yeah, the West African giraffe. Because there's lots of species of giraffes.
Yep.
Some of them are
Subspecies.
virtually extinct. Yeah. Subspecies. I picked this one because it has the hardest species name to pronounce.
It isn't.
That's really?
No.
Of the giraffes.
Okay.
But I also picked it because it had because it was the one that I saw in South Africa.
Oh, nice.
Not the South African giraffe.
Was it in a...
It was in a reserve.
Zoo? Okay.
No, it was in a big fenced-off reserve, like miles
Okay.
across. But the West African giraffe, as we like to call it, Nicolas Cage, and Giraffe, dang, that's a tall horse.
What?
This is a family's giraffe.
Giraffe-a-day, gotcha.
I was like, darn, we should have done this after the...
Did you just say... It was like, did you just say right after the name, giraffe? I'm like, okay, the family name is Giraffe.
Yes, Giraffe-a-day. And Giraffe, dang, that's a tall horse.
Oh my gosh.
Tall horse. TH. That's all I got.
Well, let's hear about what the science has to say about this.
Okay.
It's in a kingdom you know, love, and are in, the kingdom Animalia.
Yes.
It's in the phylum Chordata because it has a real big spine.
Yeah. Bigger than most. Bigger
Huh?
than, yeah, not bigger than all, but bigger than most.
Real thick vertebrae. The class is Mammalia because it is a mammal. One of my favorites.
We've been doing a lot of mammals.
Yeah, because they're great.
And we've been doing famous ones, too.
Get on board, little children. Order Artiodactyla because it's a pterodactyl.
Yeah. That's even-toed ungulates.
Yes.
Which also puts it in the same family as humpback whales.
Right, exactly. They're the same. They're brothers.
Or the same order, not family. My bad.
Yeah, the family is Giraffidae.
Yeah. Giraffe, dang, that's a tall horse. I just want to reiterate.
And then the genus is Giraffa. Or what? Do you have any other alternate pronunciations to
Giraffe?
Giraffa. And the species is Camelopardalis. Camel leopard alis, because it's got spots and it looks camely.
Camelopardalis.
Forgot
Darlis.
the L.
Those aren't. Yeah, Camelopardalis.
No, Dalis.
Oh, is there not?
There's no R after
my
the-
handwriting's really bad.
Camelopardalis. And then the subspecies is Peralta.
Yeah. Sounds
Like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
what?
The main guy there is named Jake Peralta.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I think it sounds like expensive water.
Okay.
It's like I'm gonna have an Evian and a Peralta.
Alta means tall, right?
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
for tall.
This is one for tall camel.
Yeah.
Camelopardalis. Did they really say camel leopard? Is that what the reason why they named
Oh,
this?
no.
this
Just
species?
that's exactly what it's spelled.
It looks like camel leopard dalis. It's like, oh, look, it's a tall camel with leopard spots. That's what we're going to call this thing. It must have been the first giraffe that they came across.
Giraffe-African?
Yeah. Not without your giraffe-formation.
Right. In case you've never seen a giraffe, here's what they look like.
Look, we explained walrus last time, so it's okay. we can tell people what a giraffe looks like.
It's kind of important to distinguish between the cartoon version of a walrus and a real one.
What's the difference?
Pustules and bosses.
Sure, I suppose.
But the West African giraffe is a rare subspecies of giraffe that's identified by its lighter brown spots. So the ones I was looking at have like more space between spots and they're light brown.
Yeah.
Where the other ones are dark brown.
As opposed to the reticulated giraffe, which is mostly brownish orange with white lines kind of going in between.
Like a leopard.
No, more like tiles.
Oh, gotcha.
With that lines being
Oh,
the
so
grout.
it's like, I see what you're saying. So it's like they're so close together.
Yeah.
Their signature cartoon alien head bumps are called ossicones, which are separate from horns and antlers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, different things.
I thought they were horns.
They start out as cartilage when they're young. They grow, and then they harden and calcify to become bone.
Huh.
Yeah.
So they're horn antlers. Or antler horns.
Yeah, but they're neither one.
Because, well, they're like, they metamorph, they're like amphibians of the horn of that.
They're the amphibians of the horn
They start off
world.
as antlers and end up being horns.
Yes, just like an amphibian.
Well, they go through metamorphosis is what I'm saying.
They're the butterflies.
Sure.
A beautiful ossicon emerges from its pupa. Gross.
Blech.
Every part of them is lanky. They have long tongues, necks, and legs, which they can reach tall trees to eat foliage with.
Gene Simmons tongues.
Even longer.
Yeah, even longer.
Like a child's arm length. Wags, or West African giraffes, can only be found in Niger, but they were once all over the savannah, and apparently they can also be found in preserves in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
The population was brought back from near extinction through conservation, but they remain vulnerable, around 600 left in the wild.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. I saw a story on Vice that was about, like, they saved a bunch of giraffes in this area, so the population grew, and then they started eating people's crops, and everyone was angry.
And they were like, giraffe hunting season's back on.
No, they just relocated them.
No.
It was a great story. Thanks, Vice. The population was brought... Yeah, I already said that. Wags live in herds of around 15 members. Small herds for big boys.
Yeah. It's a lot of animal.
It is. The weight is probably similar to a larger herd
A lot
for
of
a
mass.
smaller animal.
This is like the weirdest looking animal ever.
It looks very like a stretched... Like you heated up a horse and you stretched it.
This warm horse.
A taffy horse.
That's Steven Spielberg's new movie, Warm Horse.
Speaking of Steven Spielberg's new movie, in terms of quality...
Instead of the WAG, it's the BFG.
No, speaking
Big
of...
friendly giraffe.
Speaking of just marvelous parts of media, that brings us to the listener's favorite part of the show. The part of the show where I deliver just the most comprehensive animal size comparison in the form of a quiz that I post to Carlos, and that is introduced by you, the listener. Today, the episode, within the episode, is introduced by Joy, who you've heard from before, and then Laura is also on the end of this one too, and it's very adorable.
She's sneaking into all the measure-ups.
Yes, and she is allowed and invited.
Measure up.
That was Laura helping out in the end.
That was ethereal.
That was.
I wish we were doing the tardigrade again for space.
She said, "This one's magic," and Laura chimed in.
I felt like I was in line at Space Mountain.
Yeah. That was... Thanks for, adding your own music in there.
Yeah.
Or ambient sounds.
They made it easier. incorporate into the...
Thanks for the Measure Up intro, and let's get to what has been introed. Let's go to height. They're about 6 meters, which is 19 feet, making them the tallest land animal on the earth. How many rhabdomies lengths go into the weight of a West African giraffe?
How many lengths of something go into the weight of a West African giraffe?
Yeah, rhabdomies are small African striped mice.
So, wait, do you mean the height?
What did I say?
The weight.
Go into the height of the wag.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't know if you were trying to... It was another one of those, like,
So if you take the
these
weight...
two non-related measurements and... So you said a mouse? It's a mouse?
Mm-hmm. Here's a hint. There are about the same amount of calories in a mouse as there are in a McDonald's chicken nugget.
Any mouse or this mouse?
The average mouse.
I don't know. Some mice are really small, like the southern grasshopper mouse. Some of them are big.
Yeah, I said about. Chicken nuggets are like 48 calories per nug.
Bones and all?
Chicken nuggets don't have bones.
No, the mouse. The mouse.
I don't know. I'm watching a survival TV show and they ate the bones.
Really? Feels like it would hurt.
I don't know. Maybe when you cook them up, they crisp up.
Crisp up. I mean, I'm going to say, including the tail?
Oh, I'm thinking of calories again. I thought you were saying... I thought you were arguing with me about the calories.
No. I want to know how long these things are.
Yeah.
Because a mouse is either like 3 inches long, or it can be like 6 or 7 inches long, depending if you include the tail.
I think it's the tail. I think it's with the tail.
I mean, if it's the tail, then I would say 28 mice. Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The answer is 15.
What?
It was like a little over 100 millimeters, the mouse.
How many inches?
I don't know. That's beyond me. I can't convert that.
Can't stick to the metric system.
Let's move on to weight. It's about 1,300 kilos or 2,800 pounds, to be precise, 2,866. How many Montana Kennys, a climber that reached the summit of Kilimanjaro, would go into the weight of the West African giraffe at her approximate weight when she reached the summit?
Her name was Montana Kenny.
Yeah. If she's not an animal expert or like a globe-trotting archaeologist, then she should be.
She like every time she tries to buy a different like wardrobe, like a nice dress or like some jeans, they turn into khakis as she puts them on. And there's also a pith helmet permanently affixed to her head. Montana Kenny.
Here's a hint. Kenny is from Austin, Texas, and she broke the record of Floridian Roxy Getter as the youngest person to reach the summit.
What's with these people's names? Are they making them up?
Roxy?
Roxy Getter?
I guess that's...
It sounds like
she's a go-getter.
It sounds like a pseudonym. Sounds like a pen name. Like Coyote Jack, Pinhead Larry.
I think Roxy Getter's way better than Pinhead Larry, just in case she's listening.
Well, let's say she was 120 pounds, and you said 2,800 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say 35.
The correct answer is 61 Montana Kennys, because she was approximately around 47 pounds when she reached the summit, because she is 7 years old, or was.
Oh.
And
I was like, did she die after that?
no, she was...
No. If she was an adult that was 47 pounds and reached the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro, she would probably fall over dead.
Roxy Getter from Florida was 8 years old when she reached the summit. Go Floridians. But I guess Texas takes this one.
Nice.
Yeah. I knew that was going to...
Yeah, you knew you were going to
I knew you weren't going to think a child did this.
You even gave the hint as the youngest.
You thought she was like 18 or something.
Yeah. Oh, no, I just pictured, I don't know, just like an adult.
It's pretty serious to go up Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
But like the age requirement is 10. You as long as you're 10 years old, they let you go.
Except for her, she was 6. They snuck her into a backpack.
Okay. So the age requirement was 10, but then this 8-year-old went.
They're like, I guess 8-year-olds can do it.
Then her mom was like, okay, we can beat this record, but we have to go like this year. And she was like, okay, let's do it. And they did it.
Interesting.
Great story. Look it up.
Montana Kenny.
Here's some fast facts. They are the tallest land animal, as I said, but they're not the heaviest.
Giraffes.
Yes.
I was listening to one of the earlier episodes,
not Montana,
and we talk about a bunch of stuff after Measure Up, and then you just start saying they. And it's like,
we're talking about giraffes.
We're talking about giraffes.
Okay, giraffes are the tallest land animal on Earth, but they're not the heaviest. That goes to the elephants, obviously. And I think they're like 4th on the list, and walruses are ahead of them, right? Because walruses are...
those
really
are like
heavy.
4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
But an elephant's like 11,000 pounds.
Yeah. They, being giraffes, can, in general, giraffes, they can sprint 35 miles per hour over a short distance, but they can also jog like 10 miles an hour for long distances.
It's really crazy to see a giraffe running at full speed.
It looks graceful and then not graceful at the same time, and then...
It's lanky and in slow motion.
Yes. They spread their legs to drink water because as long as their necks are, they're too short to reach the ground. Because their legs are really long, their torso's really long. It looks real funny.
They actually, and now this is going to gross me out, but I happen to know this factoid, and that's that they have to have a valve on their jugular to stop blood from rushing to their heads when they bend down to eat or drink, otherwise their heads would explode.
Wow.
That's how much blood is pumped from their heart, because it has to pump really hard in order to make it all the way up to their head. So their heart has to be really powerful. And so when they bend down and gravity is with the heart, they could explode. So they have to actually cut it off. That
makes it even funnier, that joke from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when one of the guys says he has a giraffe heart. It's huge.
What, he has it in a cooler?
No, he has one. He has a huge heart. They, being giraffes in general, get most of their water from plants, and they only need to drink water every few days. It's real helpful, especially when they live in sort of deserty regions sometimes.
Yeah.
They, being giraffes, stand up. Once they stand up for the first time, they will spend most of their life standing and even sleep and give birth in a standing position. If you're sitting, you're dying as a giraffe.
It's the giraffe crest.
It's the way.
Quest.
It's their way. Calves are most vulnerable when they're a few months old, or within a few months, to predation. Mothers will protect them with powerful kicks, but many are killed by African wild dogs, hyenas, leopards, and lions. So that's why giraffe moms are like, stand up, please. I know you just got out, but please stand. Let's get out of here. We got to keep moving.
Kids like, what is the world?
You're so weak.
It's like, the world is bad. Stand up.
So male giraffes will fight with their ossicones by whipping their heads at other males.
It's another crazy thing to watch.
They're the force that's exerted when one of these things hit another one could break bones. So there's a lot of moving and maneuvering so that when they take a hit, it's not devastating.
It's like on their broad shoulder blade or something like that.
But I saw a video where one was trying to run away. He got caught in the thigh bone, and it wrecked his world.
Oh man, that's
So giraffes make typical there was a rumor going around, or an assumption or a myth, that giraffes make no sound at all. Mm-hmm. But they do make typical bellows and bleats, but they can also make sounds that are lower than the human ear can hear. So that might be why they're speaking giraffe to one another in really low tones, and we're just they're the quietest bunch of animals I've ever heard.
And they're like,
or not heard.
Look at these dumb humans.
Their herds are small, 15 strong.
They're unheard. This herd is unheard.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
In The Lion King...
1.5?
No.
Full?
No, actually not. The Lion King...
Simba's
show in Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
They break the audience up into sections via animals, and Bivy and I were in the giraffe section, and so people got lions and warthogs and elephants, and then they got to us and we're like, I don't know. They're like, make a sound a giraffe makes, and all of us just said nothing.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's like a bleat, like a sheep.
Yeah.
So we all just went,
It's probably not quite like that.
yeah, but that's all we had.
They when I went there once, everyone did something for us. So the giraffe people knew what to do.
Okay.
And it was like a whine.
They let us like kind of flutter in the wind, not knowing
I
what.
bet that was hilarious to them. Like, these
It's their-
doofuses don't know what a giraffe sounds like.
I do, because I looked it up and I work here.
But that's all I got.
All right.
You got anything major for us?
So you mentioned sleep.
I did. Did I?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they sleep standing up,
Oh, yeah.
like horses and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So as humans, we need a solid 8 hours of sleep each night in order to function normally.
Same.
Nobody really gets it, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it.
Yeah, it's good for you.
And when we do sleep, we sleep hard, usually. It takes some time for us to go from passed out to fully awake.
There are some alternate sleep schedules out there that people have done, and it's crazy. Like they do like little power naps, like of 15 minutes, so that the combined amount of sleep they get is like 2 hours, a 24-hour period, and like it works for them.
I feel like you would eventually go insane.
It worked. A guy did it for years.
Huh.
Maybe he was insane.
Maybe he's plotting something. Other animals sleep a whole lot more than we do. Lions sleep over 20 hours a day, like lazy cats they are.
Yeah.
And they don't really have to worry about predators, so they have the luxury of sleeping. Unlike us, however, they can go from fully asleep to 1,000% awake in an instant. You know, like they can be like completely passed out and then just up and ready to go. For us, it's like we get up and it takes us 10 minutes and 2 pots of coffee in order to be able to fight the intruder or whatever.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just gonna get.
I need my coffee.
I'm gonna get a cup of Joe first.
It's 3 a.m. Take whatever you want, but can we fight in 10 minutes? But the giraffe is a huge walking smorgasbord that doesn't have thick hide, sharp teeth, or claws, or any sort of armor to defend itself other than kicks.
Real powerful ones.
Yeah, but it doesn't really hold up against a pack of lions.
Can kill a lion with a kick. But
one out of 6.
Yeah.
It can run up to 35 miles an hour, as you mentioned, and it can use its long neck to smack the lions that come too close. But sleep isn't a luxury giraffes can enjoy because they're so big. They can run, but they can't hide. Definitely can't hide. They need to get the jump on anyone who wants to come a snackin'. Do you have something to say about that?
I was going to say, when a lion comes a snackin', a giraffe gives a smackin'.
Gives a whackin', a thwackin'. Yeah. So that's why the giraffe only sleeps 30 minutes a day. You actually kind of were close with your alternate sleep schedule you were talking about.
They beat this guy too, though.
Yeah. So this is the shortest in the animal kingdom, according to ThompsonSafari.com. I feel like bugs would sleep less or something like that.
Sharks win, don't they? They don't sleep, do they?
I think they're just like constantly kind of asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they said. So 30 minutes a day, and they don't take that 30 minutes all at the same time. They take it in minute-long stretches, like they're at the breaking point of a caffeine addiction.
Wow. They sleep for a minute at a... Well, I guess if you can stand, it's like praying without ceasing. It's like sleeping without ceasing. You're just like, I'm going to take a sleep while I'm in the line at the bank. I'm just going to take a quick snooze.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
You're just talking to someone and you're just like, all right, we're good. I'm back.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
And so sometimes it sleeps in this like semi-sleep state. So it has its eyes are half open. It's fully upright. and its ears even twitch. So you looking at it, you wouldn't know that it was asleep, but it could totally be asleep, which is crazy. And other times they rest their heads on their own bodies, using their butts as pillows, pillow butts.
That's nice. I wish I could do that.
Just like. But yeah, that's crazy. Like just they'll just be walking along, like some food. Okay, now I'm good and rested.
It's gonna take some energy to reach the tippy tops of those branches. So just take a quick snooze.
They're just gonna stop and stare into the middle distance for a little bit, and the guy next to him's like, "George." George, you okay? Yeah, sorry, George, you scared me.
Sorry, I just got a full 60 seconds there.
Like if he had sleep apnea, like one like pause in breathing could be his whole nap. But that's all I got. Giraffes are really cool, but I think the coolest part about them is that they don't have to sleep that much. I wish I could do that.
They don't have to sleep that much? They don't have to drink that much?
I wish I could. That would be so cool if just like during the day sitting at the office, I could just like stop for a minute with my eyes still open and then sleep and do that 30 times a day. And I don't have to, I get 8 hours of the 24 hours we get every day back.
Oh, that's so crazy. Like what? Because your body is repairing itself when you sleep. So when does it like repair itself?
I don't know. Maybe
they're very careful. They don't hurt themselves.
I guess.
Or
and your brain also floods itself with cerebrospinal fluid, which is supposed to like help with things like Alzheimer's and dementia, like staving that off, kind of cleaning out the system. At least that's what the common thought is. So if you don't get enough sleep, like it impacts every part of your life. So it's crazy that they're able to do this, but who knows why we can and they can't. Or why they can and we can't. Maybe it's just because we have the luxury of sleeping 8 hours, and so we do. Yeah. And they don't. So.
Do you know that if people go underground and have no clocks or concept of time, and then just like live and work underground with no light at all, except for like man-made light, we conform to a 26-hour day. Like our natural clocks conform to 26 hours.
Is that because of people on the ISS?
That's how you're asking if that's how we know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, because they have like 26 sunrises a day or whatever. So then it's just like, oh, it's like per hour.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not 26. I think it's like
I think they probably sunrises. Like, do they have a different sleep thing?
I don't know. I haven't. But I know that like that would be a good case study for that.
Yeah.
Like people who are not bound by the rising and the setting of the sun.
That's one of the reasons certain amount of people believe that humans are prisoners on a prison planet when we're from a different planet.
We're not of this world.
Right. It's not true, but
we are not of this world.
Well, yeah.
This is not our home. So, for the giraffe, for you out there in Podcastia, go take a cat nap. Stay vigilant. So do both of those things at the same time, especially stay vigilant if you're in the car. Take a cat nap if you're tired. And try to get more than 30 minutes of sleep, unlike the giraffe in Life, Death, and Taxonomy. Hey Taxonomy Titans, Carlos here. Like the giraffe, we hardly sleep in order to bring you weekly interesting animal info. In return, we ask for one thing and one thing only. No, it isn't something as material as money or a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, though we're totally down for that. No, what we need most of all is measure up intros. Even if you've sent one in before, it would still be better than listening to us bleed it out every week. So help us. Contribute to your local homegrown podcast by getting a sound clip of you saying, shouting, whispering, singing, or even chittering the words measure up into your phone's voice memo app and sending it to us at ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. That's ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
The only problem is I put the word towering, and I have no idea how to say that in British.
Tower.
Towering? Towering? Yeah, towering. I don't think you spell I don't think you pronounce the woo, the tower. It's just towering. Okay.